Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you watch this, friends and family of the internet, fellow watchers on the wall. I don't know if you heard about this, but there was a death on a historical Black university campus on September 15th, 2025, that the internet and the left is trying to directly tie to Charlie Kirk. Somehow, Charlie Kirk is responsible for the death of a young Black man in Mississippi on September 15th. Now, if you've been awake at all in the past month, then you know that Charlie Kirk was assassinated September 10th, 2025, on a university campus in Utah by a young man that was obviously demented, tormented, and demonic. Today, I just want to show you how far Antifa and the left will go to destroy young minds and Americans. These people hate this country. They hate it. If you are, say, of the same shade of wheat that I am, well, then they hate you, which I find juvenile and unacceptable. But welcome back to Starkey Farmstead, where we're going to deep dive the latest twist in the Charlie Kirk assassination. By the way, if you've not purchased your book, Growing Under a Poisoned Sky, you can get it on Kindle, Amazon, Walmart, Barnes and Nobles, even eBay. Folks, I'm going to pull up the videos and the articles. Everything I talk about can be found in the description of the video. If you want to go back, you want to look at it for yourself, you can do that. I provide all of this for your eyes only. By the way, YouTube does not pay me. Somehow my content is harmful, but everything everybody else discusses is free game, right? All right, let's start here. This article was written September 17th, 2025. It was published September 16th, 2025. Trey Reed, a Black student, was found hanging at Delta State University. Claims that Reed was lynched did not align with statements by officials about his death. Now, I've never really seen Black Americans really do what I call bunny trails, deep dives into conspiracy theories, but this has become an urban legend on Black campuses already. It is becoming an urban legend on Black campuses. And I'm going to tell you why. It's going to get so deep, you guys. Make sure to hit the like button so that the algorithm pushes this video out. In September 2025, after Delta State University staff found the body of Trey Reed on the Cleveland, Mississippi campus, claims circulated online about how the 21-year-old student had died. All right, so the Delta State University Police, DSU, Chief Michael Peeler, during a news conference on September 15th, said that Reed, who was Black, was hanging from a tree near the university's pickleball courts when staff found him. Okay. Now, claims began circulating online that Reed had been lynched. I mean, immediately, folks, because this is how rumors begin. Reed couldn't have been a depressed 21-year-old Black male in America. Like that's not possible, right? It had to have been foul play, had to have been. It's Mississippi, for the love of God. It's lynching, for the love of God. It's a Black person, for the love of God. It had to have been all three together. Claims circulated, right, that he suffered multiple broken bones before he died. Now, we're going to get back to that, so remember that. Though the term lynching can apply generally to killings by a mob without due process, it carries strong associations to violence by white people against black people in the US. Somebody on Twitter said his name was Trey Reed. He was 21. He was a son, a black student lynched in 2025, not 1925. I think that is not only ridiculous, I think it's childish to put that out there with the atmosphere on college campuses. And I'm going to show you why I say that. Folks, let's understand this. I have young adults. This is horrific. It doesn't matter to me if you're LGBTQ, if you're atheist, if you're Antifa, if you're white, Asian, black, Hispanic. Your life should never be taken from you through violence, ever. You have as much right to breathe the air that I'm breathing as I do. The only time that me personally, I'm okay with lives being lost is when you put yourself in a position to hurt me and I or someone else has to defend me. At that point, you've given up your right to breathe the same air as me. Now, that's just my personal beliefs. Everybody has their own. I did a short on that yesterday. Let's be adults about it. But the same people online saying and twisting the story of this young man's death are also saying that Charlie Kirk should have been killed, that it was totally okay that he was assassinated. So I don't understand that line of thought. Are you saying that Charlie Kirk, because he was white, deserved to die? And because Trey was black, he deserved to live? Or are you saying because Charlie believes in the right to babies in the womb being protected and maybe Trey didn't? I'm very confused how people's minds work. Let's just say that. Let's go there. There's something that people need to understand. There was a second hanging in Mississippi on September 15th. The same exact day, another person was found hanging. His name was Corey I can't even say the Zukatas, a 36-year-old man was found hanging September 15th, 2025, 100 miles from the DSU campus at a casino or close to a casino in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Originally, the same people saying that Trey Reed, the 20-year-old black man found at DSU, was lynched, also claimed that Corey was black. So that's how bad their information is. And let's be honest. This is called an information war. It doesn't matter if you're right and wrong. It matters if you're first. The first thing that people hear about something is what they remember forever. Candace Owens out of the gates. Israel killed Charlie. Antifa out of the gates. White men lynched Trey Reed. Do you see what I'm saying? These people don't care if they get the information correct. They care that they get the result from the information that they're seeking. So a man was found hanging near Vicksburg Casino. Okay, here's Vicksburg, 100 miles from the other campus. A man was found hanging from a tree Monday morning in a wooded area near Vicksburg Casino. He was found at 10:30 a.m. The other victim, 100 miles away, was found at 7 a.m. on the campus. Now, there is a second autopsy being done on Trey Reed. And I'm going to show you who's doing it. He's a radical. He's a trouble starter. But it is what it is. On October 3rd, 2025, right? This article was just yesterday, all right? The second autopsy report for Trey Reed has not yet been released to the public. There it is. It has not been released to the public yet. Immediately, rumors about his death began to circulate on social media, with some people wrongly linking the death of Corey Zukatis, a second Mississippian man found hanging the same day in Vicksburg, right? They tried to say that he was also lynched and he was a black man. On September 18th, the Mississippi State Medical Examiner announced autopsy findings for Reed consistent with hanging and no foul play. His family has outstanding questions about his death and hired attorneys. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, there has been at least 8 suspected hangings of black men and teenagers found hanging in Mississippi since 2000. However, the SPLC said local authorities in most cases have officially ruled these deaths as suicide. Maybe because they are. People on a regular basis do take their own lives. And if you are depressed or thinking about self-harm, please seek help. Your life is special. There's a reason for you to be here, just like there are a reason for all of these people to be here. Okay, so a podcast spurs speculation. A new cause of death began circulating online October 2nd after Crystal Muhammad, the chair of the new Black Panther Party, discussed information about the second autopsy that she said she received from Reed's mother on the Willie D Live podcast, which has more than 1 million YouTube followers. Now, the new Black Panther Party is not affiliated with the original Black Panther Party. Okay, 2 totally different groups. It says both the Anti-Defamation League and the Southern Poverty Law Center defines the current organization, the new Black Panther Party, as a hate group and a black separatist anti-Semitic leanings. Oh, Lord, now they're going to blame Israel on this too. Watch. But obviously, they're anti-Semitic. Look at her last name, Muhammad. Really? The Clarion Ledger's attempts to verify Muhammad's statements about the cause of death and condition of Reed's body have been unsuccessful because the autopsy report has not been released. Go figure. An angry woman on a podcast lying. Like that's never happened before here recently in the past 2 or 3 years. Yeah, I'm sorry for saying it, guys. Actually, I'm not. Let's just be very honest. Some people's credibility is 0. And when they have an angle, when they're the head of a group of people that hates whites, hates Jews, and they're separatists, they want their own community, black-owned businesses. When those people are giving you a narrative, it's going to be skewed, okay? It's going to have, she's got a reason for doing and saying. She doesn't care if she's right. She's trying to stir up an army, okay? Now, I find this interesting. Let's start over and do our timeline. September 10th, Charlie Kirk is assassinated. September 11th is the anniversary of 9/11. However, historical Black universities across the United States began claiming that they were receiving threats, right? Bomb threats, gun threats, just violence, supposedly. 9/15, Trey Reed is found dead at a university in Mississippi. On 9/15, a homeless white man is found dead outside in the woodline by a casino in Vicksburg, Mississippi. 9/18, a second autopsy is being done by a known anti-white, I don't know what you want to call him, superstar. That's a good word for it. For the family of this young boy, Trey Reed. So let's look at this real quick. 4 HBCUs, if you don't know what that is historical Black universities, which I think that's wrong. I think they should be dismantled in the sense of we don't have historical white universities. I'm just sick of it. Can't we just all be American? You know what I'm saying? I think all the titles need to go. Clark Atlanta University, Alabama State University, Hampton University, and Virginia State University sent out urgent alerts due to threats. So did Southern University here in Louisiana. Several historically Black colleges and universities have been forced to alter campus life this week after receiving potential threats. They were telling they canceled classes, locked down campuses, and urged students and staff to shelter in place. It says Virginia State University went on lockdown Thursday morning after receiving a threat. All classes have been canceled, and employees have been instructed to work remotely. Now, VSU received a threat to our campus. Out of an abundance of caution, we remain on lockdown. Somehow, as usual, the not so brilliant people of the internet again tied this back to Charlie Kirk. I don't understand how, but they said, Charlie was racist, he was fascist, and since he was killed on a college university by a white Mormon boy, somehow Black universities were being threatened by white supremacists. So I don't understand it, but that's the connections people were trying to make. I'm going to explain something to y'all. By the way, if you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee or row in our boat for my husband's surgery coming up on the 14th, look in the top of comments. This is what gets me, and this is what really concerns me as a mother, as a woman, as an educator. These young people you're fixing to listen to are laughing and are happy with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, but they're upset with the lynching that they call it, the suicide of Trey Reed. But they can't see the difference in that. To them, one death is justifiable, but the other is not. To me, neither death was justifiable if Trey Reed, and I mean big if, comes back as murder. It's never okay to hurt somebody because you don't like what they say. Here's the thing about people's words. You have the right to walk flipping away. Stand up, put your 2 feet on the ground, and get to stepping, boo. Get to stepping. If you are going through videos on YouTube and you don't like what someone is saying, change the channel. You don't need to go on their channel and give them a piece of your mind. Like, that is what's happening on both the conservative and the not conservative side. People are losing their minds on social media. But when you hear these young people, both Black and white, laughing at the brutal assassination of Charlie Kirk, I want you to think about that. Some of these people standing here are going to be teachers. Some of these people are going to be doctors. Some of these people are going to be providing aid for your elderly parents one day in a hospital or a nursing home or in your home. And I'm sorry, when you hear this young Black woman speak, I don't want her over anything that has to do with me or mine, because she is obviously the most racist, demonic thing. But it's not just her. It's all of them. It's all of them. Listen to this.
It's an assassination.
Bro, he was a Nazi. That's not a good conversation.
That's actually not true.
I'm just gonna say
What's the
something.
proof that Charlie was a Nazi?
That he advocated for the death of trans and gay people. He advocated
No,
for the
he
death
did
of...
not. That's actually been disproven multiple times.
Okay,
if
that's
you
not the
actually look
conversation
up
that
the
I
clip.
came to
Okay,
have with
because you can't defend it. Okay.
No, it's because I don't want
Say
to defend
something
it.
terrible about somebody who is just assassinated. Why can't you just say that
Because he was
I
a
disagree?
Nazi.
So you think he got what he deserved?
Yeah. Hi to the camera. Hi to the camera.
Do you hear what you're saying?
Yeah, I do.
You just said a father of two.
Oh my God!
Got what
Oh
he
my God!
deserved.
Oh my God! A father of two. He wanted his child to carry a baby if they got raped. Wait, no! Look at me! No! Look at me! Look at me! Look at me!
Oh, I'll look at you.
He said that if his 9-year-old daughter got raped, he would make her carry that baby to term. Is that something you agree with?
Yes. My daughter got raped. The most unimaginable tragedy I can imagine. I don't think sexual assault and the conception of a new human being justifies killing a human being, because that That's discrimination, ma'am. I'm against the death penalty in all cases. And why would I ascribe the death penalty to a child in the womb?
Okay, that's great. That's wonderful.
Well, you just said that my friend got what he deserved. I want you to back that up.
Yeah, because he was a fucking Nazi. He was advocating for violence, bro.
He was not a Nazi. He never advocated for violence. That is purely
He never advocated for violence?
No. How many cities burned after Charlie was assassinated? How many violent things happened? If he was actually
black students were lynched on campus. Violent things happened after he died. Yeah, don't look like you're...
Black students were lynched on a campus?
Yeah, there were people hung from trees on campuses. So maybe read the news.
Okay, but you won't disagree.
Why would anyone lynch a black person on a campus for shooting Charlie? It was a white person who shot Charlie.
That's such a good question. No, and that's such a good question.
And that's wrong. First of all, that didn't happen.
It didn't happen?
It did not happen. Just like how Charlie wasn't a Nazi. Just like how Charlie didn't advocate for violence. But lynching human beings is wrong. And that's the whole point of the pro-life movement, is that all human beings have unique value and right to life. They're all valuable. So lynching humans for any reason and in any time period of our human history has always been wrong. Even though it was allowed in many of our states, it's always been wrong. Because our legality does not make our morality.
Kristen Hawkins is brilliant as usual, but this is what...
She is brilliant. But did you see how these young people look? Do you want these people as your doctors, your child's teacher? They claimed that there were students hung on campuses. Do you see how they blew it up? Because like I said in the beginning of the video, immediately they began to claim that the white gentleman that died in Vicksburg was also a black student. Yeah. Now I'm going to show you something. This is who is really pushing what's going on. Rebecca Jones. Okay. Kellen Pernick, I can't even say his name, paid for the independent autopsy of Trey Reed, a 21-year-old student from Mississippi who was found dead hanging from a tree. The autopsy revealed extensive blunt force. He was beaten before they lynched him. The evidence points to an argument with, she's claiming that Trey reportedly argued online with several white male students after defending a black female student over a negative comment about Charlie Kirk. I did a video right after, like 2 days after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and like 20 people could not stand what I had to say. However, the rest of you Christian conservative people did understand what I said. I said it's not your place to be doxing people online. All right. You should not go and intentionally engage with people because you didn't like what they had to say about Charlie Kirk. If it was a threat, then you turn them in to the FBI, you turn them into the local police. If they said, I'm going to KILL all Christians, then you report that to whatever social media platform that they made it on. You get them deplatformed. You see what I'm saying? But we don't dox people because that's very dangerous, because this is what doxing does. So this woman claims that this young man, Trey, had an argument online with several white male students, but I've never seen a copy of the argument. I've never seen screenshots of the argument. I've never seen a video of an argument with Trey and white males, but somehow these phantom white males tracked Trey back to the university, hunted him down in the wee hours of the morning, managed to put him in the tree and not be seen or recorded by anybody on a college campus in 2025 at 7 in the morning. Did y'all understand that people are moving on campus at about 5:30? They're going to start breakfast because, you know, the children, the young adults that live on campus have to eat. So there are cafeterias, there's waste management, there's groundskeepers, there are professors, there's even every campus has its own police. And at nighttime, they're moving around campus to keep young women especially safe. I'm saying this makes no flipping sense. But this woman, this Rebecca Jones, right? She self-proclaimed. She said it. I'm Antifa. And this is a verifiable lie. So why did she do it? Why did she put this big white block here out to the world? Because she's trying to provoke violence. It's a calculated ploy to foment violence. See, right now, Black people have no trouble saying that Charlie Kirk deserved to die because he advocated for violence against blah, 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 blah. He never did, not once. I watched him for 10 years and never advocated for violence. But now anything that violently happens to someone is going to be linked back to Charlie Kirk somehow. I don't have any understanding. It makes no sense to me. I just needed to show this to you guys. Then here's another. I think she's referring to this where the family is paid for a second autopsy. The family did not pay for a second autopsy. The family didn't have the money for it. This is how screwed up all this is. Half of the people retweeting and tweeting have no idea what's going on in this case. Colin Kaepernick, or whatever his name is, he's paying for it. And then someone here says, so someone murdered Trey Reed. Then the entire police department lied about it until Colin Kaepernick paid for an independent autopsy. Where are the protests? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what they want.
Police told them Reed was found dead in his... We have some major news about Trey Reed, the 21-year-old man found hanging from a tree in Mississippi. According to the Mississippi Free Press, the family of Reed is now demanding an independent autopsy. They're even reporting that the police told them Reed was found dead in his dorm room, not found dead hanging from a tree on campus at Delta State. Vanessa Jones is the attorney for Trey Reed's family. She told a press conference, and according to the Mississippi Free Press, that the family does not know exactly what happened to Reed on the 15th. That at approximately at 9:15 a.m., the Grenada County Sheriff's Department informed the family that Reed had been found dead in his dorm room in his bed. They then learned from the media, essentially, that he was found actually hanging from a tree. And the media seemed to know about his death before the family. They are demanding an independent investigation. This is
And here is where they make it look so dark, but I actually dug into this story because it really bothered me. No young person's life should be shortened at 21. That breaks my heart. But this is what makes me mad. Police can only release information to whomever is next of kin. When your kids go off to university, they sign paperwork, especially if they're living on campus, and they list a next of kin. Trey Reed put his grandfather. Now, I don't know how old Grandpa is. I don't know if Grandpa is right of mind or maybe has Alzheimer's. They're conveniently leaving Grandpa out of the picture, if you catch my drift. But campus, university, and the sheriff called grandfather, not the family. So now the family is upset. The parents, I guess, the aunts and uncles, the cousins, everybody is upset because they weren't told. Well, Grandpa was told. That's the next of kin for Trey Reed. I don't understand people anymore. You can twist anything and make it look really bad. There may have been foul play here, but I can tell you this. In 2025, statistically, the most dangerous people for Black people are other Black people. Statistically, 93% of violent crimes, let me say it again, 93% of violent crimes perpetuated against Black people in 2025 are from other Black people. So statistically speaking, there's a much higher chance that if there was foul play, you need to look right there on the campus at the people that look like Trey. Now, people can get upset with me all you want, But this is how you push back. There are statistics out there that prove that the Black community perpetuates 67% of all violent crimes. Of all violent crimes. You would think that white people perpetuate the most shootings. We don't. The most mass shootings, that's also Black people. It's just not presented to you that way in the news. I know it's not popular. I live in a Black community. Since I moved here, I personally know 7 Black men that have died of gun violence and 0 white men that have died of gun violence. Though I do know of very suspicious white men deaths when they were buying drugs from the other people in my community, if you catch my drift. Like it or not, folks, statistics don't lie. They're colorblind. They just show the trend. I know people don't want to hear the truth, but these young people who are being brainwashed to believe that Black students are being lynched across America on college universities over Charlie Kirk's death is ridiculous. And you and I have to push back against we have to push back against the narrative. We have to. Because if we do not, they're going to continue not ever being questioned on their hate of America and white people. I was talking to my youngest son today, who's fixing to be 20. It's crazy that my youngest, that's mind blowing to me. He's fixing to be 20. On Halloween, he came over to help us do some work in the yard and on the farm before Steven's surgery, because once he has his surgery, we're down for a bit, right? My son said, Mama, ignorant people will stay ignorant because they choose to. They choose not to get themselves educated. They enjoy the bliss of being ignorant. Okay? He said, not all students that go to college come out brainwashed. He said, only those students who are looking to be filled. He actually said that to me at 20 years old. Only the students who are looking to be filled will find something to fill themselves. If they go full of something, they'll be okay. If your child is full of the Holy Ghost, if your child is full of your beliefs and you have strong parented your child, they can go to college and be okay. All 4 of mine did. It was a little rocky there. Some of their beliefs had to be questioned. We had long conversations with some of this socialism crap they came out of college believing. But once they started to grow up and get out in the world, they realized all that doesn't work. But for these kids with weak parents, fields with nothing, these universities are filling them with hate and decisiveness. I always found this very odd. Charlie Kirk was speaking on statistics when they took his voice, because statistics and facts matter, which is why I said, if something happened to Trey Reed, I want them to find out. And I want whoever did that to that young man to get the full punishment of the law. I just think the chances are statistically that on a almost all Black college in Mississippi, that it's most likely statistically going to have been someone of the same color wheat as Trey Reed that perpetuated the crime. I feel very sorry for his family, but I wish that you would stop the witch hunt against white people, because all of you are playing into the hands of the devil. And whatever this is, see, a lot of people don't even know about this story. It got pushed underneath the Charlie Kirk, but your young people know about it. And those are the people that are going to be voting when you and I are gone. And what are they going to do to this country? And what are they going to do to us is what we should be asking. I love you guys so much. Like, comment, and subscribe. It's probably the only video I do today. We've got a lot of work on the farmstead we need to do. But to all of you that have been rowing in a boat, thank you. I sincerely mean that. Thank you very much.